We're in the place they call the Amway Center in downtown Orlando, Florida. It's the home of the Magic, where we are broadcasting our action live today. Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against the New Orleans. Back in for Oladipo. Orlando on D. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
You know, that was one of the worst efforts you'll see from them, guys. Even though they were playing against a better team, it shouldn't have been that bad.
And, Steve, even against a mediocre team, that performance wouldn't have been good enough. But you play that way against a good team, and you'll really get blasted.
So for Chicago right now, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. And it's Mirotic in at the 3 slot. Payton passes to Cross. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one rolling around and rims out.
Offensively, 1 of 4 to start. They're still trying to find their stroke.
Well, it's funny, Clark. Some people thought that Joakim Noah was considered a bust when drafted by Chicago.
Very premature assessment of that young man. I tell you, you talk about having to eat crow for those who felt that way. A 2-time NCAA champion, Noah has now rightly become revered as the heartbeat of this scrappy Bulls team, an All-NBA, an All-Star, and also an All-NBA defensive player as well.
Butler with the ball, now guarded by Cross. Mirotic with it, averaging 10 points per contest. Rose goes in. Outside Butler. With the teardrop. Payton outside. Passes to Cross. Fry with the ball. Working on Gasol. Fry passes to Cross. Payton against Rose. Goes up to the stripe. No luck. Chicago leading by 4. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Tom Thibodeau gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He's thrilled with their play on the offensive end of the floor, saying it's all coming together for us. The ball movement is great, and when someone doesn't have it, they're cutting and fighting to get open. It's just fun basketball to coach and to watch. Let's have some fun ourselves, guys.
And Doris, appreciate the report. And we'll get to see early on here how coaches' focus on their shot selection comes to fruition, guys.
Well, and the way we'll see it is if they're getting good ball movement and setting good screens and running their half-court sets the way they can.
Well, that's the way you get high-quality shots. That's where they come from. Those things you just talked about, Steve, no question.
Bulls moving the ball around. And Butler, here we go. The shot misses.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Now the pass to Payton. Here's Money. A nice jump shot from the top of the key. Money's got his first points in this one. The Bulls leading by 4. Outside Rose, kicks to Noah, over to the wing. Outside Rose. Pass to Noah, shot clock at 6, and it's Rose penetrating. That's good.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Payton, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Got 5. For Chicago, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. So a new group on the floor, deciding to change it up. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. So for Chicago right now, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. And it's Mirotic in at the 3. Well, Chicago's gotten it going from downtown in the second quarter. They're 3 of 3 on 3-pointers. Rose dishes to Gasol. Here's Noah. No good. So Orlando will take it the other way. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
Yeah, they were really in a funk from the field, guys. Credit the defense, definitely, but even when they got open looks, they were not hitting.
Hey, Steve, me and you flub up words and misstate things on occasion. So do these players have bad nights. It happens.
Butler, nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Butler's got 5 points now this quarter.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Mirotic, the 23rd pick back in 2011. The Bulls had to wait a while for him to come over. But, Steve, it looks like their patience will be rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, he was an MVP in the Spanish ACB League. It's probably the best league in the world after the NBA. So a lot of NBA GMs really regarded him as the best international player outside the NBA last season.
Rose kicks to Gasol. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 3 assists tonight. The Magic trail by 16.
And Mirotic leading Real Madrid to the title in the Copa del Rey tournament. He got the MVP of that tournament as well. He's still young, but he's been proven at a very high level of competition, and you never discount that. You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Back to Rose. Noah with a screen on Payton. 5 to shoot. Here's Rose. It's Chicago with another bucket.
His switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
The Magic have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. The shot's good from Cross. The Bulls leading by 16. Outside Rose to the wing right side. And Mirotic kicks to Rose. 1 second left. And no good trying to get that one. And so a pretty...
All right, let's get our heads on straight. This is not what these people came to see. We've got to talk about that.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but Josh Gibson's checked in for the Bulls. Brooks comes in for Mirotic. Orlando's gone 6 of 8 on 3-pointers in the game, an outstanding 75% mark. At the 2 and 3, it's Oladipo and Tobias Harris. Fry and Vucevic are the power forward and center. And it's Payton in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic.
He wasn't able to get his name in the score sheet in the first half. But he looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here.
Money's checked in for Orlando. Chicago also making some changes. Noah checked in for Pau Gasol. And Mirotic subbed in for Brooks. Gibson passes to Butler. Rose kicks to Butler. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Rose, that's good. 1:44 left in the fourth quarter. The shot. The second chance effort. Vucevic with the bucket. Vucevic has got 7 points for the quarter.
Clearly, he's shaken off that cold shooting performance of the first half.
Outside Rose. That's good. Rose has got 26 points.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Chicago.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capabilities.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year.
You know, this is the 3rd consecutive matchup for them against these guys in the season series. It just seems to be a really good matchup for them.
Yeah, it does. And there's one more game to play in this season series, and barring any major changes to their team, I think the sweep will be in order.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for Derrick Rose. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket just seems to be incredibly wide.
And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Bulls lead by 20.
Well, they've done a great job keeping the fans out of the game today, and the closer they get to the win, the quieter it gets.
Yeah, we call that the sweet sounds of silence. They're going to savor this win, as well they should. Every road win carries a little extra reward.
Back to Harris. 5 to shoot. Stolen by Rose. And that's a foul called on Money. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And this one was such a...
Derek, tremendous work on the glass tonight. How important is that?